every brother that's caught in the crossfire.
The Curse of La Llorona is the newest installment in the Conjuring franchise and tells the story of the Weeping Woman, a demon who at the time drowned her own children and is now hunting down this family and is trying to lure them in by sort of weeping, trying to do certain techniques to try and kill them, and this San Francisco family is trying to survive. Now, this folktale is an interesting one, and since this movie takes place in the Conjuring franchise and is kind of loosely connected to it, this movie has a lot that can use from that folktale to make this a really fun or very creepy atmospheric film, and also a beautiful one since it's a Mexican folk tale. And overall, I have to say the movie is not horrible, but there's just so much wasted potential here that could have elevated it above other horror films of this criteria. The acting for the most part is pretty solid, especially from the young actors. The cinematography, I'll be honest, is actually pretty good, even though there are some times where I try to mimic some other movies and maybe some other movies in the Conjuring franchise. And I'll say the first act is alright. Like, I do like the setup for these characters in this folktale, but once it gets to that second act and everything starts to become a horror film, the movie loses me, and it just becomes any other modern day horror film that uses a bunch of jump scares to hopefully attract the audience and please a certain demographic. And the third act just really falls apart and becomes a cluttered mess. My biggest problem with the film is that it doesn't utilize all the techniques, all the stories it could possibly use to make this a really entertaining film. The movie is actually pretty boring, and I was really interested in the first act because I really like how it set up certain things, but it almost forgot about its entire first act and just wants to be this jump scare fest with characters making poor decisions. And there's this priest, like in every other horror film ever now, there had to be this priest or at least someone who knows about this entity or curse, and he's the only logical one that could possibly help. But we've seen that trope so many times before that I also didn't care for anything going on with his character. So much so that I just completely checked out once the third act began, and oh my god. I was honestly interested in this film. I wanted to really enjoy it. I really like Annabelle creation, the first two Conjuring films. And while I did not like the first Annabelle and the Nun, I did have hope for this one because this movie has the most potential out of all the others. This is definitely still with the Nun and Annabelle. It's much better than those films. I will rank this film higher than those movies. But overall, The Curse of La Llorona is not going to be a movie that you're going to remember. It's not horrible. There are some good things about it. But at the end of the day, it still became a cliched horror film that tried to please a certain demographic. And overall, I just left the movie disappointed. I'm going to give The Curse of La Llorona a C-. I wanted to like this movie so much. I really enjoyed the Conjuring franchise, even though its movies are not always the best. But I left disappointed, and hopefully when I go see Annabelle Comes Home, there will be a better taste in my mouth. I did hear that that movie got better reviews than La Llorona, so who knows. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys next time.
So heaven, if you sent us down, so we can build a plague